Hey tribe, Sally here. Hope you're having an amazing and fascinating day. I know I am. And welcome back to another Monday Milepost Mailbag. This is episode 14. Before we dive into your comments, I want to celebrate a little bit of a milestone together. As of this morning, the channel has 2,104 subscribers, which is up well over 100 in just the past few weeks. We've also crossed over 15,000 hours of watch time. How amazing is that? That growth is entirely because of you all showing up, commenting, chatting, and cheering each other on. It's the conversations that build this community. It's not just the uploads. So thank you for being a part of it, new faces and long-timers alike. Thank you so much to my channel members. I truly appreciate each and every one of you. And the best thing anybody can do is view, but if you want to participate differently, you can hit the join button. You can buy me a coffee. You can do the stuff. All the links are in the video description down below. Let's roll the intro and then get right into the mailbag.
Wake up with the sun in our eyes. Sally forth, no need for goodbyes. Journey calls, let's roll the dice. Every mile a new surprise.
Welcome back. All right, let's open up the mailbag. From the video, Boondocking Tips for Beginners You Need to Know. At Just Enough said, "Thank you, Sally, for this great video. You answered many questions I had. I am so glad that it helped to clarify things for you. Boondocking can seem really mysterious at first, but once you understand the basics, it opens up a whole new world of travel freedom. Thank you for watching and taking the time to comment." And I'm going to share, part of the reason I switched from a travel trailer to a motorhome was that I thought I might want to do a little more boondocking on public land by myself. I had no idea when I made that transition that it was really going to change my world entirely. Now, I don't know if you can tell from the view you're getting right now, I am actually in an RV park. I'm leaving as soon as I finish filming this. I've been here for the last 3 nights. It's been bloody hot in the mid-90s, and I just wanted to be able to sit here and run the air conditioner and, not have to think about it. And so I'm in a Passport America park. It's cheap. And kind of my break-even position is, if I'm going to have to run the generator to run the AC for more than 5 hours, and I can get an RV park for about $20, I'll take the RV park when it's hot out. That's just the way that I handle these kinds of heat situations. But in general, I would much rather be out on public land. I like being further away from people. I like having more solitude. I like having less noise. In fact, I woke up this morning thinking, oh, thank heaven, when I move this afternoon, I'm not going to have to listen to noise from the highway anymore. And I'm not that close to the highway. I just don't love it. So, on the same video, Lisa Roth says, "Your very clear description of the difference between boondocking and dry camping is one I could have used when trying to explain the difference to a friend last year. Thanks, Sally." Well, that's exactly why I wanted to make that distinction clear. People use the terms interchangeably, but they're really quite different, so I'm glad it helped hit the mark for you, Lisa. Traveling Merton and Sue say, "All very good tips." And I say, thank you so much. I really appreciate you two stopping by. Safe travels, happy camping, wherever your next stop takes you. Same video. Adele Sonora says, "Really appreciate the great tips, Sally. Thank you. I also have a 28-foot Class C. I'll be coming to Quartzsite in December and January, so would love to come to one of your meetups. I'm somewhat new to your channel, but I've been enjoying your content. I also love ChatGPT and use the advanced version that costs $20 a month." That's awesome, Adele. Sounds like we're cut from the same kind of cloth. Used to be able to speak. Love of learning and RV life. I'll definitely be hosting at least one meetup in Quartzsite this winter, so I hope you can join in. And yeah, ChatGPT really is a gold mine when you learn how to ask the right questions. Or when you learn how to ask the questions correctly, because both are true. And again, Adele says, "Your e-trike sounds really great. I had heard that riding a bike from the LTVAs into town would be too tough for an e-bike." That's a great question, but the truth is, lots and lots of people do it. I have not ever done it myself. I plan to be doing that this year. The ride from the LTVAs into town can be bumpy in spots, but I think it's totally doable if you've got wider or knobbier tires. I'd avoid like skinny road bike tires, but most e-bikes and e-trikes should be able to handle it fine. I'll show some of that terrain in a future video when I get mine out there and do it, so then folks will be able to see what to expect. From the video Top 10 Boondocking Myths Busted, Barb Connor says, "This is one of the best videos about boondocking concerns." Thank you, Barb. That means a lot. I really wanted to strip away the fear factor and show that most boondocking worries have simple solutions. BenKa101 gave a full generator versus solar cost breakdown in his comment. I'm not going to read the whole thing to you, but I loved how creatively he's approached his power setup. So thank you, Ben, for that. That's some clever math and resourcefulness that you shared right there. My only hang-up is the generator noise, because I don't love the noise, but your point about cost-effective alternatives is absolutely spot on. Crafty Traveler says, "Back in the pre-solar days, my family camped in national forests and BLM land without all of the stuff that we have nowadays and made great memories." Lonnie, I love hearing that. Proof that you don't need fancy gear to have amazing experiences. Thanks for sharing that bit of nostalgia. Those simpler setups taught some great resourcefulness. Lisa Roth says on the same video, "One could also start boondocking with a group. You might even make lifelong friends." Well, that's some pretty wonderful advice, Lisa, and so true. In fact, you and I are living proof that you may make lifelong friends this way. Big hugs right back to you from Kit and me, and we will see you soon. Probably within a week, I think. From the video, Which RV Traveler Are You? Personas, Postcards, and Practical Advice, Mailbag Episode 13. G-Money, is it? Says, "Good evening from Florida. Cold camping this week. Planning on using some of the tips that I had shared." And I say, that sounds like a beautiful trip. North Florida can get surprisingly chilly, so keeping the slide in might be a smart move for you. Stay cozy out there. Angela N. YL8RP says, "Hi, Sally and Precious Kit. Looking forward to seeing your next adventure." Hi, Angela. Always wonderful to hear from you. I appreciate the break that you gave me, but you are always welcome. And Kit sends tail wags your way. From Miles City to Theodore Roosevelt National Park. Do you say Roosevelt or Roosevelt? I say Roosevelt. My 50th state and first bison. Dorothy Brumlow 8430 says, "Cool that the bison was so close." Yeah, it really was. I could hardly believe how near he wandered. Close enough for an amazing view, but still at a respectful distance. It was an unforgettable moment, actually, to get one that close. That was the first one that got that close. There are more. From the video RV Chaos in Colorado, from Mesa Verde to Wolf Creek past Mayhem, at Carolyn RC3MB says, "Wolf Creek Pass is one of the most beautiful. I'm glad you didn't go over the $1 Million Highway." Yeah, so what happened there, guys, if you haven't seen that video, we ended up not doing the $1 Million Highway. We'd originally been planning to, but fortunately, terrible way to say this, there was a fire up in Montrose, which is where we would have ended up going over the $1 Million Highway had we gone over the $1 Million Highway, and we just decided not to do it for that reason. Mountain weather will definitely humble you fast. The $1 Million Highway is spectacular and spicy, and maybe I'll enjoy it in a smaller vehicle someday, maybe with somebody else driving. Wolf Creek was plenty gorgeous and plenty spicy enough for me for this round. From yesterday's video, First Sunday Coffee Talk back in the desert. Susan B8354 says, "I didn't get any notification that you had a video, but I keep checking, so I found you. That Kit looks like such a smart boy." Hi, Susan in Maine. Same daylight savings time chaos on my end. Border zone brain scramble. Right now, I'm in, if you missed yesterday's video, I am technically in California, but I'm almost in Yuma. I mean, basically, I'm like 100 feet from the Colorado River behind me right now. And the Colorado River is the demarcation between California and Arizona. So part of my issue is, and I did this deliberately, the clock on my microwave is set for Arizona time. My phone thinks that it's in California time. My computer thinks that it's in Arizona. It's very confusing. And I'm not quite sure why my computer and my phone are not speaking to each other because everything's all Apple. So I had set up reminders for yesterday's video to go out, and I think because of the time zone change, that kind of got screwed up, and that's probably why you didn't see any notifications. This will happen twice a year, and I'm almost thinking that, come March, I may just skip March, or maybe I'll start notifying people like a week in advance and say, time change. No matter what the notification says, it really will be at 8 o'clock. I don't know. I'll figure it out. But thank you, Susan, for hunting me down anyway. Hope you had your chilly evening, and hope you got to enjoy your chilly evening. And Kit says, I'm very observant. Thank you. What do you say, Kit? Do you want to say hello? Come say hello. Come say hello to the people. They're in there. They're all in there, Kit. They're in there. There they are. Yep, yeah. That's how we say hello to the people. Thank you for the kisses. Thank you for the kisses. You're such a good boy. Melody Grandinetti. Sorry, I'm doing this without glasses, and I probably shouldn't. Says, Sally, can I ask what kind of setup you have installed for boondocking and how much solar? And if you had to do it all over again, what would you do differently? That's a great question, Melody. The short version is I've got lithium batteries. I've got a 3,000 watt multi-plus inverter charger. I have 800 watts of solar on the roof. I've got a total of actually 660 amp hours of lithium batteries. I use Starlink as needed, and I have a sun or battery kind of mindset. Now, if I started over, I would probably consider a big Bluetti or two and roof-mounted solar. And I'm gonna be doing a full video soon with all of my details and why I think a big Bluetti system might be a different way to go that would be effective. In fact, I have another thought around that. I'm thinking about inviting a guest to do that video with me. So we'll see how that goes. John C9I5V was the inspiration for the boondocking tips for beginners video. And he gave me a lengthy comment that I'm not going to read all of to you here, describing what his setup is currently for security cameras that can provide a view while he's rolling, but they don't have any kind of app available for him. So, and he's asking for advice on, what I do, which is nothing, quite frankly, and what I would suggest. So it's a great breakdown, John. Thanks for sharing what's working for you. Honestly, I don't use any security cameras. When I'm in the RV, Kit's all the alert system I need. When I'm gone, I don't worry about it. Everything I own is just stuff, and it's all replaceable. That said, I have been considering cameras, mostly for night vision to be able to see critters. I'd be looking for low profile, wireless, Bluetooth, and solar charged. And when I get that figured out, there will be a video. Wild Wolf says, not live for me, but here in Missouri. Hi from the desert to Missouri, Wild Wolf. Thanks for catching the replay. I'm glad you made it in. And I hope you're getting some crisp fall days out there, and that maybe we get to see you out in Arizona this year. Mr. Why Are You Here says, Paula from New Brunswick. Welcome, Paula, and hello to New Brunswick. Thanks for spending part of your day with us. Hope to see you in a future live chat, too. All right, our Airmail Frequent Poster of the Week this week is going to someone that many of you already know, Lisa Roth. And that makes her our first ever two-time frequent poster. Lisa's been with the channel through thick and thin, from sharing boondocking tips to trying new tech ideas to sending hugs to Kit. So, Lisa, consider this your frequent flyer gold status badge. Thank you for keeping this community so warm and inviting. I really appreciate it. We've added over 100 new subscribers, and we're closing in on 7,000 views for the month. The boondocking series and coffee talk have both been huge drivers of that, and the best part, every comment and chat message helps. YouTube helps YouTube to notice the channel, But more importantly, it helps me to notice you. And that's what keeps me creating and keeps this community growing stronger each week. So I appreciate each and every one of you, especially taking your time to comment and leave a thumbs up, but just viewing is a huge, huge part of this. So thank you so much for that. And, if you've got questions or things that you'd be interested in seeing videos about, let me know in the comments down below. If you're planning winter travel, I'm going to be in Quartzsite from mid-November through probably most of January. And I will be organizing a casual January mini meetup kind of thing. No tickets, no cost, no agenda. Just a chance to hang out and swap stories and, meet people in person that we've met online. So I'll post a poll soon to see who's interested, and if the signal cooperates, maybe we'll even live stream part of it so everyone can join in virtually. We'll see. We'll see how that goes. So some stuff that I'm working on. Here's kind of a peek of what's coming up. Probably the next one's going to be top 10 boondocking truths nobody ever told you. That goes with our top 10 myths busted. Using a VR headset as an RVer, why you might want one. AI tools for everyday RV life. That's going to be a deep dive into making tech kind of simple and helpful for people. And plus, some travel day videos are going to be mixed back in. I've still got great footage from, the rest of my summer trip with Barb, all of the time between Yellowstone and the desert. And who knows, I might even add night vision cameras to spot critters, and that'll probably turn into a video too. So thank you all for watching, for commenting, for sharing these Monday moments with me. Keep those questions and stories coming. You just might see your name in next week's mailbag. And don't forget, if you want to know how to get in touch, that information is all in the video description down below. You can do it by leaving a comment. You can reach out via email. You can send me snail mail, postcards, letters, treats for Kit. Whatever makes you happy makes me happy. So until next time, stay curious, stay kind, and always sally forth. We'll see you soon.